Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is mainly for Ed Gosselin from Gosselin Farms because I need Ed's advice. Y'all seen that we fixed this deep well a while back, and it now runs the water to Blessed Nana's house. In the past, it's always just been for irrigating, so in the winter, we was able to just shut the water off and drain the pipes, so no big deal. But now that it's running the house, it's got to run in the winter time. And yes, Georgia does dip down into the 20s, not for days at a time, but it does get cold. So Ed, I'm going to turn this around and ask you for some advice. So Ed, here's where we're at, and anybody can leave me some advice. I mean, some of y'all might think of something that Ed doesn't think about. So here's the well down there with the tank, and then valves going out to different places around the property. And I was thinking that maybe I could just cover this with a tarp and put a heat lamp in there, because we do have electricity out here, and then just cover this with a tarp. But obviously I'd have to build some kind of frame if I tried to put a heat lamp. Or do I just back up and get a big tarp and cover the whole thing? What's y'all's advice? I'm open to any suggestions.
Hey everyone, I know I said at the beginning of this video that it was, mainly just about the well needing advice, and a shout out to Ed Gosselin from Gosselin Farms. But I got in the mail an envelope, so I just wanted to tack that on at the end of this video. And what I got was a couple of stickers in the mail from some dear, sweet, wonderful friends of mine. These have probably turned out some of the most important people in my life because of YouTube. If it weren't for YouTube, we'd have never met them. So love them and their girls just as much as I do blood family. So they are Frank and Tina and Collete Frye. So Frank and Tina started off as the Adventures of Frank and Tina, but they just went to Frank and Tina because where it says fat, it used to say a fat. And in Shed Wars, when I was part of Shed Wars, and even the year before, the little thing at the bottom of the screen would be AFAT. So it would be Frank was the AFAT reporter for Shed Wars, and I'll never forget that. It was just so comical. And they both are. They are funny, they're hilarious, but they are lovely people. So I'm going to leave a link up here for the channel for Frank and Tina. And a lot of you know them, but some of you may not. So go check them out. Now, Collete is her real name. We know her is Tina, is the part of Frank and Tina, but Collete is her real name. Tina is her stage name. That she uses that for all her YouTube royalties. Tina, but Collete Frye is her real name, and she has really turned out to be a sweet, dear, wonderful, top of the world friend. We chat all the time. I'm sorry, Frank, I talk to Tina more than I talk to you. But, they're both just wonderful people. And Tina's actually suffering from a broke toe right now. So I've already, in my mind and in my personal time, I've said prayers for her. But just, and I'll say one for this upcoming Farm Truck Friday. But, in the meantime, say a prayer for Collete Frye and her broke toe. Now, last couple of videos, I wore a t-shirt that I highlighted the channel, so I want to do the same thing again. And this one comes from the Vineyard Chicks, and I wear this one a lot, so therefore it gets washed a lot. So the yellow's starting to come off, but I still love these three young ladies. I don't watch as much of them as I used to, because one, I'm not participating in Shed Wars, but they're just still three great young ladies, and that's KK, Trey, and Bunky. And they've all actually three split off from the Vineyard Chicks, which is their primary channel. They've all three split off to their own personal channels, but they still come back to this one from time to time. So I'm going to put a link to all their channels together. So y'all just go check them out, because everybody that I subscribe to and that subscribes to me, you all are all great people. So check out the video description and go check all these channels out. That, I hope, is the end of this video. Y'all take care and God bless.